Is your uncle Joe Biden really counseling the credit bureau?
Byron! Who? Byron! Who? Byron!
Well, in today's video, we're really going to find out. And I'm going to let you know my opinions on the whole situation. Guys, stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I'm Credit Coach Q, and I created the first cloud-based software that allows you to put your credit repair experience into your own hands. In today's video, I'm super excited because I have a banger. But before we get into the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us actually grow within the YouTube algorithm and allows these likes to stay on and allows this content to reach a wider audience. Guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's dive straight into the meat and potatoes of this video and see exactly the full situation of whether Joe Biden is actually considering to shut down the credit bureaus. Now, he is really been going on about this particular situation for quite some time now. Now, this situation has been going on since last year, or since his early term. He's really just been considering shutting down Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Now, the reason why he's considering that is because he is saying that the wage gap for the American people is not where it needs to be, and a lot of that is because private institutions is considering and having too much control over the American people. So for instance, you have to understand that Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion is a private company. Now, they are a for-profit company, meaning that when they house all of your information, they are making money from it, meaning they can sell it, they can utilize all of your information to generate and monetize their private company. Now, a lot of times that falls short for the lower class people, meaning that the lower class is frowned more down on because they are in that particular situation, and the information is sold to other institutions, and that is continually jeopardizing their financial situation. And I understand Joe Biden in that regard, but for the most part, the credit bureaus and shutting down the credit bureaus can really cause a good and a bad circle of things. Now, when it comes to the age gap, the wage gap, when it comes to the wage gap, that is really something to consider. A lot of these institutions does house your information, especially if you have poor credit. Now, if you do have any derogatories on your credit report, you want to make sure that you are getting these items taken care of, and you are making sure that you are putting your profile in the most prime position, because if this is true, or if this does actually pass through Congress, you're going to want to make sure your profile is clean. Go over to mycreditapproved.com, and this is the software that I was telling you guys about, where you can take care of all of your information and you can do it yourself. Later in the video, you're going to understand why doing it yourself is going to put your profile and put you in a position to have the best chance for credit. Doing it yourself is going to give you a lot more momentum than someone else does, and I'm going to explain that later on. Now, you want to make sure that everything on your credit report is 100% accurate. Now, that is the case for most Americans, actually. Joe Biden has been investigating the credit bureaus and have been doing understanding for them not actually responding to most of the people. Now, the report has came back and said that the response has dropped all the way down to a 2% response. So meaning that majority of the investigations and the disputes that people are sending out is not getting responded in the window that the FCRA claim or the FCRA required. Now, the FCRA is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and that is the guidelines in the law that governs the credit report, right? So, and the FCRA says within a 30 to 45 day window, they have to give you an investigation that basically describes in full disclosure exactly all of the debt and how it's pertaining to you. A lot of times they do not do that. Majority of the time they don't, and that is Joe Biden's right. Joe Biden is basically saying because they are not doing that, they are basically putting the people in a position where they are not being able to satisfy this debt, especially if it's on the credit report inaccurately. You have to understand, most Americans, around 74% of the Americans have inaccuracies on their credit report, and they don't even know that it's an inaccuracy or that it's there. And the credit bureaus is, by law, under the FCRA guidelines, is supposed to make sure that everything is on your credit report is 100% accurate, 100% timely, and 100% verifiable. Now, Joe Biden is basically saying that they're not doing their job, this is illegal, and they need to basically be shut down. His viewpoint is to bring in the government agency, the CFPB. The CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and that is another government agency that basically shadows the credit bureaus to make sure that they're doing their job correctly. Actually, you can file a complaint with the CFPB directly and actually go over the credit bureau's head and get the items removed directly from their platform. But yes, that's exactly what Joe Biden's trying to do. He's trying to eliminate all three credit bureaus and bring in one. He's trying to bring in the CFPB, and the CFPB is going to be the government agency that's going to make sure that everything's 100% accurate and 100% timely and 100% verifiable. Now, with that being said, the credit bureaus are basically saying that the reason why they are not responding is because majority of the letters are with templates. They're saying that around 80% of the investigations that's being sent to them are templates. Now, templates is a very understandable reason why they are getting that response, because majority of the people that send the letters are not the actual person. It is credit repair companies. Now, you have to understand, during the pandemic, credit repair companies had an uptick and allowed a lot of people to start businesses without actually getting the full nurturing of credit and how it actually worked, especially the dispute process. A lot of these people have ordered some dispute letters over the internet, and they are not real professionals and are actual real specialists. They have not been in the industry and had that type of experience where they can actually tackle that the appropriate way. So what did that leave you? That leave you in a position where your investigations are not getting appropriated, your investigations are not being seen, and they basically be thrown in the trash because they're saying that this is a template. This is not a real person. This is a person that's using the same excuse and the same reasons that other people are using, and this is not genuine. All of the investigations has to come from a genuine place, and because they are templates, they are basically saying that we don't have to appropriate the investigation because these are not from genuine places. Every investigation that you actually go into, you want to make sure that you have your own personal statement. If you are not with a credit repair company that know how to dissect the credit report and basically create a strategic planning for every tier of debt that you have. So if you had a charge off, a collection, medical bill, you want to have a strategic plan for the medical bill, you want to have a strategic plan for the charge off, strategic plan for the collection, and find the leverage points inside of all three of those debts. Not put one dispute letter under all three of those items and use a template. Our software is designed to give you your own voice. Our software is designed to basically give you the verbiage you need, which does have templates, but it has the verb, and that's specifically for the verbiage. But at the end of the process, it has an option for you to add your own personal statement. And that is a game changer, guys, because your personal statement is going to give the credit reports its distinction between its genuineness. So when it comes to your profile being appropriated by actual person, they're saying that this profile has a personal statement, this profile has personal instances where this item is actually genuine and is actually going to be investigated. That's why our software works, because it was designed by people that was in the industry for such a long time. Guys, go over to mycreditapproved.com. Now, you need to understand, if your credit is not where it needs to be now, you're not going to be able to get items removed as easily than it is now. If you don't understand the education and how to remove things, then it's not going to be hard. I mean, it's not going to be easy for you regardless. But if you do, then it is fairly easy to remove items. But for the most part, this new system is not going to be fairly easy. It's going to be housed by one person. Majority of everything is going to be monitored. So as soon as you apply for something, it's going to be housed to from the CFPB. You're probably going to have to authorize the transaction through the CFPB prior to getting the funding or whatever, and it's not going to be easy. So you want to make sure you go into this new process with a clean slate. The credit bureaus, they are coming from them, they're coming for them. They want a non-profit organization housing all of the American people information. They don't want a for-profit person that's not doing their job, that's breaking the law. And I'm very interested to see exactly how this pans out. Now, this is my personal opinion. I feel like it's basically good and bad for how it can possibly turn out. The good is because you are getting a institution that is going to make sure that everything that's on your profile is 100% accurate, 100% verifiable, 100% timely, and you don't have to worry about identity theft or anything like that for the most part, because everything is going to be housed with that institution. Now, the bad is that exact same reason. Obviously, if you are a person that is not in a prime financial position, or you are in a position where you can lose your job at any time, anything can happen. Life happens. So sometimes you just have to default. And if that is the case, if you don't have any leverage to get these items removed, these items can have a weighing factor on your credit report for quite some time. So you want to make sure that you are, like I said, putting yourself in a position to get a full clean slate of whatever trajectory this position have. Joe Biden is a funny guy, and I'm interested to see how his presidency actually pans out with the credit bureaus. Now, when he did actually bring this out, he talked about it actually being implemented within a 5 to 10 year period. So it is not really something that I think that is going to be immediate, but who knows? Everything in the world is moving at a very fast pace right now, so, and is very unsustainable on how the times can actually change very fast. So guys, if you found any of this information helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel, and please leave us a comment on what you think is going to happen between the credit bureaus, whether you think that it's a good thing that the credit bureaus are closing or a bad thing. Guys, till next time, take care of yourself and take care of your credit. Credit Coach Q out.